So when we talk about baldness and we seek treatment for baldness, there are so many terms that flood our mind. Terms like grades of baldness, hairline, crown, temples. So this may be very confusing to the neophyte who's just entered the field of hair transplant or hair loss treatment. Since there are various types of baldness, so there was a felt need to classify or to quantify the amount of baldness that a person has. So in this video, we are going to discuss all the 6 or 7 grades of baldness, which is most in vogue today all over the world, is the Norwood scale. Norwood scale, first enunciated by Otar Norwood in 1975. So it has 7 grades and there are additional 2 or 3 more which we will discuss later. In this video, we are going to touch upon the outline of the grading system. In subsequent videos, we will discuss each type or each grade of baldness one by one along with the results before and after. So if you're interested in learning about the grades of baldness, please stay on. And also, so that you can continue to get frequent updates on hair loss and hair treatment, updates that you can rely upon, please do not forget to subscribe. So what are the parts of the hairy scalp? So if we see the hairline comprises a vast swath of hair which frames the forehead, the frontal tuft, the frontotemporal angle on both sides, and then the vertical framing of the face by means of the temporal triangle or the temporal points. When the forelock is very pronounced, it is referred to as the widow's peak. Now, as we go behind, now this becomes the mid-scalp area. The mid-scalp area is the area which is not behind the mid-coronal line, which is a line which is drawn vertically from the external auditory meatus or the ear canal. Now, if it goes behind, that enters the vertex area and the crown starts. The highest point of the head, or the point from where the skull starts to dip down, in this point you can see very clearly, is the crown area. Now, these are, broadly speaking, the landmarks of the balding hairy scalp. Now, coming to them one by one, grade 1 is the first stage, which is very controversial. It is not regarded as balding stage. This is the hairline of adolescence or a juvenile hairline. The hairline is situated over the uppermost brow crease, and as a person ages or as a person goes above 25, usually it sets back to type 2, Norwood type 2. No hair transplant is required in Norwood type 1. So this is type 2. In type 2, so this is type 2. In type 2 or grade 2 baldness, the hairline is situated 1 finger breadth behind the upper brow crease. This is a natural point and is an appropriate for age hairline, which also cannot be usually called as baldness. The recession over the frontotemporal angle is an identifying feature of the male. In the female, the frontotemporal angle does not exist. It is a round heart-shaped hairline. A heart-shaped hairline in males is found only in type 1 Norwood scale. In type 2, there are bound to be recessions, and this is gender specific. However, the point to be noted here and what distinguishes it from grade 3 baldness is the fact that the recession will not go behind a point which is 2 centimeters ahead of the ear canal in the vertical plane. Now, this is grade 3 baldness. The recession has come to a point which has gone behind the point we just discussed. That is the point, the vertical plane, 2 centimeters ahead of the external auditory meatus or the ear canal. So this will be classified as grade 3 baldness. In grade 2, if it is little more pronounced, hair transplant may be advised. But in grade 3, if a patient comes seeking a hair transplant, it is a clear-cut indication for a hair transplant. In fact, it is an ideal case for a hair transplant provided the patient's age is appropriate for hair transplant. Now we come to grade 3 vertex pattern, in which there might be minimal hairline problem, but more pronounced is the crown area of baldness. But the crown area does not exceed 3 inches in diameter. Also, frontotemporal recession does not cross behind the vertical plane of the external auditory meatus or the ear canal, which is referred to as the mid-coronal plane. And then we come to grade 4 baldness. In grade 4 baldness, the temporal recession has gone way behind the mid-coronal plane, and the crown area is larger than 3 inches in diameter. But there is a persistence of a swath of hair between the hairline peninsula and the crown balding. If this swath of hair is more than 3 inches, it falls in grade 4 territory. If it is less than 3 inches, if this swath of hair behind the peninsula of the hairline is more than 3 inches, it falls in grade 4 baldness. However, if it is less than 3 inches, we go on to the grade 5 territory. There is a gradual effacement of the swath of hair between the two territories in the front, one in the front and one in the back. And this area is either less than 3 inches or it has started to break down and you can see balding and it is very thin. So this comes into the grade 5 or type 5 Norwood scale territory. The baldness now onwards is significant and requires larger amount of grafts than grade 2 and grade 3. Another point to be noted in grade 5 which distinguishes it from grade 6 or type 6 on the Norwood scale is that the fringe of the crown area has still not dipped down into the vertical plane. The lowermost point of the crown balding is still quite a distance from the external occipital protuberance or the bony landmark at the back of the donor area. That is, the distance between the fringe of the crown area and the external occipital protuberance is not less than 3 inches. So this is grade 5 baldness. In grade 6 baldness, there is no swath of hair which separates the frontal balding from the posterior balding. That means it is slick bald. Slick baldness without any intervening areas of hair is clearly grade 6 or type 6 on the Norwood scale. There is a horseshoe-shaped pattern. If this horseshoe-shaped pattern is such that the fringe of the crown area comes up to the point where the bony contour starts to drip down into the horizontal part of the contour, that becomes grade 7 baldness. Anything above is grade 6. The distance between the fringe of grade 6 baldness and the external occipital protuberance is less than 3 inches. However, in grade 7, which is this present model, the crown area has dipped way down, compromising the permanent zone and also approaches within 1 to 3 inches of the external occipital protuberance or the bony landmark at the back of the head. Now this is grade 7 baldness. But it does not mean that hair transplant is not advisable for this grade. It is advisable with certain restrictions. There are other subsets of Norwood scale classification by Dr. Otar Norwood, like type 2A, type 3A, type 4A, type 5A, diffuse pattern alopecia, diffuse unpatterned alopecia. And this we will be talking about when we discuss these individual cases one by one in the weeks to come. So if you want to continue to get frequent updates about the videos we release from time to time, videos on hair loss and hair transplant, videos you can rely upon, please do not forget to subscribe to my channel and don't forget to watch this video.